Wonders how I was. That's why I had to say I wasn't afraid. And he needs to know that I'm sorry for the way that I left him. Do you understand that? Perfect. Okay. So I'm just listening to her word as far as what she's saying. Right, honey. She's saying to me, I only have a few minutes, and I said, I know you don't have a lot of energy, so just give me the words that you want to say to him as far as the message you want to give him. Because they're saying to me, that means more to you than anything, just being able to talk to her. Do you understand it? Perfect, okay? But Kathleen did a wonderful job validating herself. She's very apologetic for the way that she left. Meaning it's just because she felt like she wishes she would have had a chance to say goodbye to people. That's all it is. Do you understand it? Yeah. It just means that she didn't have a chance to voice all the words that she would have wanted to, the way that she would have liked to. Do you understand it? Okay, good. That's all it is. So it's her making me feel that she couldn't be as vocal as she could have been. She's do you understand it? Okay, good. Because she's making me feel like my mind is really cloudy and I can't really concentrate, and sometimes that can be because of medication. Do you understand it? Perfect. But she kept making me feel like I'm cloudy and she's not really vocal, and that it took her in a way that she didn't expect it to take her, that she was afraid of what was going to happen, and that she feels like that you feel you didn't get the goodbye with her that you would have wanted. And I know part of that has to do with the way that she couldn't be vocal. Do you understand it? Because she kept doing this. Do you understand why she keeps saying to me the right decisions were made? Perfect. Okay. So whether that's through medication, whether that's through doctors, whatever happened with this, sometimes it'll make me feel it's life support. She's not making me feel which one it is. She just keeps saying to me, tell him the right decisions were made. Do you understand it? Perfect. Good. All she keeps saying is, she keeps holding a circle in her hand. Do you recognize that? I'm just going to leave it. Usually that's them trying to give me like some kind of key ring or something you have that's kind of like connected. But sometimes it can be you carrying a picture of her around like that, or sometimes it could be some kind of representation that you have something of hers that's actually hooked to something. Do you understand it? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to leave that because that's what she's given me, and I feel like I want to start looking at like pictures or a set of keys all together. Do you understand? Okay, good. I'm going to leave that because it can be one or the other because that's what she's given me. She keeps saying to me, they did everything they could, but it wasn't enough. Do you understand it? Okay, good. So she keeps saying to me, they did everything they could, but it wasn't enough. And I did everything I could with what I had in me, which wasn't enough as well. Do you understand? Meaning she's making me feel like she fought. Do you understand it? Perfect. Good. And I've never seen this before, but she's holding boxing gloves. I've never had anyone share that to me before, but it's just the picture. Do you understand it? It's just the picture she's given me for the validation of that sentence. I've never seen that happen. Do you understand it? They look like boxing gloves to me almost, even though I know that they're not. Do you understand? Perfect. So not only is it the double validation about that, but it's the double validation as far as she felt like she fought as long as she could. Do you understand? Okay. Okay. And that's part of the confusion, where I don't feel like my mind is completely clear in what she was making me feel about the medication. Do you understand it? Wonderful. Good. Yeah, I've never had anyone share that to me before, but I feel like my hands are encased in these gloves. That's how I feel. Yeah. She's making me lay in a hospital bed, and she's pulling the white sheets over me, and I can feel the metal bars, and she makes me feel like I'm starting to be hooked up to stuff. Do you understand it? Okay. So what will happen is sometimes they'll make me do this because they want to show me the crossover and what happened as far as when they crossed over and who possibly met them. Or sometimes they're just trying to make me feel the end moments, whether with you or with anyone else, as far as what happened with their soul as far as the peace. Do you understand? Okay, good. And it's just what she's making me feel. So I'm just going with the pictures. But I think what she's trying to do is she's trying to make me feel more as far as what happened with all these health relations, because I know that you understand the words, but now she's actually putting me in the hospital bed and she's making me feel like I never really felt like myself. I never really felt right, and I didn't understand why I had to go through the things I had to go through, and why I had to die as young as I did, and why I had the health issues that I did. Do you understand it? Perfect. So it's just her way of validating to me that she never really felt like she could live the way that she wanted to. She fought all the way up until the end, but there was only so much fighting she could do because of how weak she was, and because they overcame her. Do you understand it? And she had no control. That's why there was that confusion as well as far as the medication, by her making me feel the thought process and what was in my mind, as far as her trying to make me feel not only the medication of the drugs, but just the daily confusion of what it was like with everything that was hitting her body at this time. Because she makes me feel like it went on for a while. Do you understand it? Is over years. She keeps saying it was years, it was years. Do you understand? Because she keeps saying to me it was years. So it's her way of validating and making me feel like it's just, it got to the point that it was so repetitive. She said by the time I actually was able to feel like my body was repairing from the last one I had, another one would hit. Do you understand it? Okay. Now again, that could be constant where there's like a really strong week and then she can have a couple days. It's just her way of making me feel the mindset and the mind frame as far as what she was in because of what she went through. Do you understand? Good. And this might be part of the reason why the lady I was reading here, whose mom came through with the hummingbirds and everything, and I was getting that really bad pain in my head from her headache, but I kept feeling like something else was hitting me. This could have been part of your daughter, because it hit me really strong. I'm asking her what else she wants to say. I can see the peaceful wings in front of her chest. She's, I know they're sad for me not to be there, but they need you to know that I'm happy. I need him to know that I don't have the pain. Meaning she's happy that she's not going through that. And it's not about the seizures necessarily being painful. It was the painful way that she felt like she was living her life because of the health conditions that she was going through and the on again, off again as far as everything that she was going through with the health. Do you understand it? Okay, good. How many years was this over? Because I keep asking her, is it over 5? And she keeps saying yes. Do you understand it? When they make me feel that, I know it's not over 20 because it's not longevity, but I know it's not just a few years because I'll feel 5 and under. So I kept saying, is this over 5? And she was shaking her head yes. So it's her making me feel like this was a long progression and that it was a long, 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 long time. She diagnosed with the epilepsy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because she keeps saying to me, epilepsy is just the touch of the surface.
Yeah.
That's why I had to ask, because that's what she kept saying. Epilepsy just touches the surface, meaning that was just one of the things that she had. Do you understand it? Perfect. Okay. So all she keeps saying to me is, nah, my guy said that's why she kept saying she's not in the pain that she was before, because she felt like she wasn't really herself and she couldn't live her life, because it wasn't about just the physical pain as far as the seizures. It was about what she went through and as far as an emotional basis. Do you understand? Good, because that's what she was saying before. Wonderful. I'm asking her what else she wants to say, because I'm being told I have her just for another minute. Not yet. Right now I just feel her presence and I can barely see her. She still has me laying in the hospital bed. What's happening is she's giving me feelings, and then I'm getting the sentences from Kathleen because she's helping her. And I'm just getting the pictures. All right, honey, I have you for one more minute. What else can you give me? She makes me feel like, I'm asking her why she's doing that. Was she blind from birth? Okay, that's it. Because she keeps going, I had to do this my entire life, and I feel like I'm feeling my way through. And my guy said it's because it's from birth. They're trying to help her because her energy's so low. Because all these words that she keeps passing to me, even though it's her speaking, Kathleen's been the one to give them to me from her. Tell him I love him and I'm happy. It's nice not to have to go through the things I did, and I don't have the pain anymore. I did everything I could. I tried to stay positive, but it was always hard. And I know that they all saw that in me, but there's ways that I felt like I always failed in that aspect. Do you understand it? Good. Yeah, she's making me feel it, and Kathleen's just behind her, and they're just passing me the words and the sentences. So it's her way of staying. She always tried to stay positive, but she had those up and down days, and it gets the best of anybody. Because of everything that I was given and everything I wasn't given, I did the best with the situations and the opportunities that I had. They're starting to pull on. I just keep getting loving energy from her. I'm gonna lose her. She's, this is what I'm gonna say to you. And this is what I keep getting. Because Kathleen's taken over. I'm complete here where I am, and I'm very loved. And I'm able to be what I can be here for what I didn't have there. Do you understand it? Meaning she's complete with God. She's completely whole with God. She's pure and she's in love. And that she has not only physical capabilities, but she doesn't have the pain, the suffering, and the things that she went through when she was here. I'm gonna lose her. Oh, she's gone. Let me see if I can get anything else, because she just walked out. I lost her. This is what I'm gonna say to you, because my guide's stepping in, and I'm gonna ask him really quick. Kelly, we did everything we could to give her energy. She actually wasn't going to step in because she didn't have energy, but we gave her energy, and that's why Kathleen stepped in and validated herself. Most of what she wanted to pass came from Kathleen, even though you were feeling her and sensing her. It was her words, but it was being passed from both of them. Yeah, that's what it is. I lost her. She, again, so much that she was trying to make me feel about the health relation and what it's like for her on the other side, and the loss that you guys feel and some of the stuff that she went through. She got so caught up in the health relation, I didn't get anything else out of her. So I'm going to ask them if there's anything else she says on her way out. They tell me and I'll tell you at the end. Because sometimes they will like give a date or a name or whatever as they start to step out. Because I've had that happen before, because I've had to go up to people and be like, hey, by the way, this date was given. I read a group in Frederick a week or two ago. And it was like 130 people, and I was hearing screeching tires of a car accident, and the mother didn't hear it. Then she came up because the other people at the table that knew that she lost her daughter did, and she came up to me in tears, and I was like, all I keep getting is that she was here, and that you didn't recognize it, so I had to move on to somebody else because she couldn't hold her energy that long. And I said, and all I keep getting is Mom, I'm okay, and then number 22. And she died on the 22nd. So sometimes that'll happen, and I just, my heart really went out to that lady, but in the process of me reading someone else, her daughter was getting my attention. She didn't hear me say, I'm hearing the person that lost the child with the car accident, and she completely missed it. And so she was just devastated at the end. Luckily, I have a group with them in October, so it's okay. But it's just the point that sometimes what will happen is when I start to connect to other people, there's other things they want to get for validation, or if somebody doesn't claim it because they're just not thinking in the moment because they're so caught up that they just won't validate that. So even after I was completely shut down, my guides gave me that validation. Mom, I'm okay, and the number 22, and it's the day she passed on. So that happens all the time. So it doesn't mean that I won't come to you and be like, hey, by the way, I got this, this, and this. And it's just because she was losing her energy. Okay, good. Okay, they're saying to me I have about 5 minutes left.